All right, happy 2025. I'll call this meeting to order. The time is now 7:03 p.m. Adequate notice of this meeting was given in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act by advertising the regularly scheduled annual meeting notice in the official newspapers, providing a copy of the agenda to the newspapers and on the Borough website, and posting a copy of the agenda at Borough Hall and on the website. Would you please rise for the flag salute?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so our first item of business tonight is the certification of election and oath of office. I'm going to read the election statement for municipal offices for the general election of November 5th, 2024. A statement of the determination of the Board of Canvassers of Hunterdon County, New Jersey, relative to an election held in the county of Hunterdon on November 5th, 2024. The election of the following mentioned offices in the borough of Frenchtown, 2 3-year common council seats. The said board does determine that William O'Brien and Elaine Warner were duly elected to the common council. And this is officially certified as of the 18th of November by the county clerk and the chairman of the county board of canvassers. So with that, we'll start with the oath of office for Councilman William O'Brien. Are you doing photography?
I will do photography, yes.
Raise your right hand, please. I, William O'Brien, do solemnly swear
I, William O'Brien, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and to the governments
and to the governments
established in the United States,
established in the United States,
in this state,
in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
of the office of Common Council
of the office of Common Council
of the Borough of Frenchtown,
of the Borough of Frenchtown,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. Okay.
I'm gonna hold it up.
Elaine Warner's next up. Here, and Elaine's gonna raise her right hand, so you can stand it there. Ready?
Yeah.
I, Elaine Warner, do solemnly swear
I, Elaine Warner, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established in the United States,
and to the governments established in the United States,
in this state,
in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully, impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all of the duties
all of the duties
of the office of Common Council
of the office of Common Council
of the Borough of Frenchtown,
of the Borough of Frenchtown,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
With that, Sam, can we get a roll call, please?
Councilmember Bernhardt? Here. Councilmember Doherty? Council President Lee Tag?
Here.
Councilmember O'Brien?
Here.
Councilmember Updike? Councilmember Warner?
Here.
All right, next item of business is election of the council president and oath of office for calendar year 2025. Is there a motion for the position of council president?
So
Who would you like to nominate?
Michelle Leetag.
Thank you. And is there a second to the nomination?
Second.
Hearing no other nominations, roll call, please.
Councilmember Bernhardt,
Yes.
Council President Lee Tag,
Yes.
Councilmember O'Brien,
Yes.
Councilmember Warner.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Okay.
You want me to take pictures?
Yes, please.
You can do both, or should I have Elaine hold, Elaine, do you want to hold the Bible for me? Presley. All right,
Ready?
left hand on the Bible.
Raise your right, left hand on the Bible.
Okay,
I, Michelle Leetag, do solemnly swear
I, Michelle Leetag, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments
and to the governments
established in the United States,
established in the United States,
in this state,
in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully
and I will faithfully,
and impartially
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all of the duties
all the duties
of the office of council president
of the office of council president
of the Common Council
of the Common
of the
Council
Borough of Frenchtown,
of the Borough of Frenchtown,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
By the way, still, by the way. 4 years old.
Oh. Perfect.
Welcome, everyone. Happy 2025 and happy new year. This is our first night using, we're broadcasting out our meeting on the website. So we're all getting a little used to that with all the wires and everything else up here, but we'll be doing that for the foreseeable future, and the planning board will be using a similar approach. They'll be returning to in-person in February, and they will also be live streaming their meetings for the public going forward. I thought I'd start out this meeting by giving kind of an update on some projects in the borough. We have a lot of ongoing projects. So I thought I'd just share some of those from our engineer. He gave us kind of a rundown of where some of the work is. The Hilltop Streets project, they're working through the punch list of outstanding issues. And I anticipate that will probably carry on into the spring because some of the work requires positive weather for that. The Ward Street Improvement Project, we're currently in the design phase. Moving forward to that, we have the funding ordinance in place. So that will be the resurfacing and reconstruction of Ward Street, as well as resurfacing of the public parking lot next to the Sicko station. The library project is almost done. We have a new floor in the library. There's new air conditioning, as well as a new entranceway that's ADA compliant. And I know one of the other things that's left and it's outstanding is to work on some of the overhead lighting, to put in new energy efficient lighting, as well as we want to deal with some water penetration issues, but that might be a little more complicated just because it's hard to get a bidder for a job that small. It's a lot of hand digging along the foundation of this building. For those wondering about the skate park projects, we're waiting for a meeting between the LSRP, the Borough of Frenchtown, as well as for Country Classics. That should happen sometime in the next couple of weeks as we figure out a way forward on where that location of the potential skate park should be. For this coming year too, we also have a grant for South Washington Street and River Road. And we're hopeful that that project might happen in the fall. We're going to need to do a funding ordinance for that in the next month or two. And then finally, the Harrison Street grant, that would be the resurfacing from 7th through 12th Street, as well as a new crosswalk in front of Frenchtown Elementary School, an enhanced crosswalk. I should note that we would like to do in the summer if we can get bids and everything done in time. The only thing we have to work on with that is We anticipate that this year we'll finally be able to move forward with the Safe Routes to School sidewalk project, so that'll have to be coordinated a bit with the Harrison Street resurfacing. Other than that, for 2025, I'm hopeful that we'll be able to bring back National Night Out. I think that's a nice community-oriented event. And we have some major personnel shifts that will likely be happening in the borough, so we'll have to be prepared for that too, as our staff changes going forward. So with that, Council President, do you want to add anything?
No, I just want to thank everyone on council for having faith in me to continue my role as council president. And thank you for your support and for everything that you do for council. I know it's not always easy, but being the president with a team like you makes it easier for me to work with the mayor to get things done for the borough. So I want to thank you for that. And just to piggyback on what the mayor said about personnel changes, I do want to officially welcome Kelly to the staff, deputy clerk with Sam. And I'm happy that we're moving in a good direction with rebuilding our team with the recent retirements and such. So looking forward to working together in 2025.
Thank you.
Thank
Any other
you.
comments from anyone for the new year? I just want to say thank you to Councilman O'Brien and Bo Hahn and Eric Fiorito and everyone else that was involved in the pop-up fireworks display on New Year's Day. It was a nice bonus for everyone in the community. So thank you for doing that. We'll move on to our consent agenda. All matters listed on the consent agenda are considered to be routine by the governing body and will be enacted by one motion in the form listed below. There will be no separate discussion of these items. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. Does anyone need anything removed from the consent agenda? Not hearing anyone needing anything removed. Is there a motion to adopt the consent agenda as is from A through double D?
So moved. Oh, second.
Thank you. With that, roll call, please.
Councilmember Bernhardt?
Yes.
Council President Lee Tag?
Yes.
Councilmember O'Brien?
Yes.
Councilmember Warner?
Yes.
And if council is good, they don't want to break in between, we'll just move right into the regular meeting minute. Meeting, they're good? Okay. So with that, is there a motion to open our public comment portion of our regular meeting?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, the ayes have it. The first public comment portion of our meeting is now open. If anyone from the governing body would like, or anyone from the public would like to address the governing body, please just state your name for the record.
My name is Tom Woodruff, with the Environmental Commission. I know, is this the meeting you want us to?
Yeah, sure. And then I think officially perfect time to bring it up, and then probably the resolution we would consider in February.
Well, the reason I'm here and Robert McEwen, and also Paul Gusto, is to propose that the two creeks in Frenchtown, so that Mississauga as well as the Little Mississauga, become part of the Lower Delaware Wild and Scenic System. And I think it's important for any number of reasons, just to bring visibility to those creeks. It's already fairly visible. Everyone knows about the Delaware River, but this will bring more visibility and potentially more funding. In fact, we just received a notice today that we just got a $5,000 grant. I think you're aware. We made that application. We were just told we received it. Had nothing to do with this resolution. Yeah, he caught him. Caught Robert by surprise also, but so there's, as I said, also the opportunity to get grants. But Robert will explain much more in detail than I.
So, yeah, thank you very much. No, I don't mind it. So I'll try to be brief. My name is Robert McEwen. I represent the Lower Delaware Wild and Scenic Committee, and we have an expansion project to add approximately 30 plus or minus creeks to the Lower Delaware designation, which goes through the United States Congress. My presentation, I'll read a number, if I could.
Sure.
And as Tom said, if you can sit down, I'll be fine this side. Yes, it's news to me that you've been awarded a $5,000 grant. the left hand may not know what the right hand is doing all the time, and, but we're not trying to buy your vote. So the committee, works through the National Park Service, and it's an umbrella committee, which sets up dialogue among the National Park Service, state and local municipalities such as yours, police, marine, fire rescue departments, nonprofits like watershed associations, Army Corps of Engineers, the Delaware River Basin Commission, and environmental protection agencies. This signifies this underlines the waters of the United States have no one owner. There's so many people, as I just mentioned, a number of them who have their fingers in what goes on the river. And we all need to work together to achieve our mutual goals that benefit river users and the river environment. And Frenchtown has been participating in this since 2000. And we'd like to add more creeks just to bring the awareness of this program to as many people as possible. Right now, the lower Delaware goes from the Delaware Water Gap to Washington Crossing Bridge. And the wild and scenic tributaries were added in 2000, and they joined the 0.5% of the designated rivers in the United States, which hold this privilege. So while there's quite a few rivers in this, there's a long way to go to get more, and that's it. The Congressional Act followed the work in 1960 of 4 state areas to harmonize the waters of the Delaware watershed. Some of you, you're all too young to know, but in 1960, New York City wanted to take as much water as possible from the Delaware watershed, and it was a big surprise to Delaware State, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, that they wanted it all. And so there was no mechanism, though, to talk about it. Nobody got together and said what to do. So President Kennedy knocked their heads together and said, this is a state issue, you guys solve it. And from that came the Delaware Water Basin Commission, which is still right now managing the reservoir and the water release and informs us of what's going on. The act was passed in 1968 then to declare it as the policy of the United States that certain selected rivers of the nation, which were their immediate environments, possess outstanding remarkable values, which are scenic, recreational, geologic, fish, wildlife, historic, cultural, and similar values, and they shall be preserved in free-flowing condition, and that they are in their immediate environment shall be protected for the benefit and enjoyment of present and future generations. And Tom's group, the Environmental Commission, endorsed this, and obviously many of us here endorse it. A number of the projects you guys talked about to repair and keep things going, manage stormwater there. The goals of the partnership, it is indeed a partnership. It's not run by the National Park Service, it's run by the volunteers who show up, some of which are paid employees of Hunterdon County or et cetera, but many of us are volunteers, and they meet monthly and quarterly. The idea is to improve water quality up and down the basin, preserve and protect the river's natural resources, preserve and protect the cultural resources, such as some of our bridges, encourage recreational use in sustainable conditions, and Frenchtown works on this one, or has it brought to them, encourage sustainable development, and preserve open space to maximize health. So for the past 20 years, the committee has achieved these goals by passing along more than $2 million in congressionally budgeted funds through over 50 partnerships, organizations into more than 80 projects. And we can say now at least 81 projects, because this money that you got comes through the Congress to the National Park Service. It's put into a fiduciary fund and distributed by the partnership. The fiduciary funds is Delaware Greenway Partnership, which obviously guards the money and doesn't hand it out unless it's going through the proper channels. It's only about $215,000 a year. So you can see that there's a lot of sweat equity put in by the organizations that do, and we encourage you to send someone to this meeting for the management committee, at least, to see what's going on. So I was going to say grants up to 5,000 are given annually, and congratulations, you got one. We also give funds up to $40,000 a year every year to the Heritage Conservancy of Pennsylvania and the Hunterdon Land Trust, which fund easements here. And I know that one of the easements that was funded by that trust is your reserve land in your park, which is good news. It doesn't come from nowhere. It also allows you as an umbrella or as the National Park System has a the Lower Delaware River has a management program. And under that management program, which you can apply for other grants, which say you need an omnibus management program that covers much more than just a township or a watershed association or something like that. And that opens up funds to various nonprofits, and we're talking large funds. The National Fish and Wildlife Foundation, which is public-private, the National Park Foundation, which is also public-private, it's not the national parks, and the USDA National Conservation Service, which is focused on farm issues and water issues. And even though it sounds like a farming group, water is a big thing. These grants have been tested and a number of them have been gained by the Musconetcong Watershed Association and their wild and scenic river designation. So we know that it works. The intangible benefits are we're trying to we are working on safety up and down the river, on signage up and down the river. You know that since COVID, there's 40% more use in the river. I've certainly read all the articles about the trials and tribulations of Frenchtown and other towns down creek when we had the summer trash sanitation and other things like that. This is another avenue that's trying to attract those and tackle those issues. They're not easy, but the projects are ongoing, and that's another reason to attend the Wild and Scenic meeting. I volunteer Tom to send him every month, and he can report back to you or every quarter, or someone from your environmental organization. So that's it. That's the negatives. Some people say, what's the negatives? You guys have been here for 25 years in this program. I don't think you've seen any negatives. The Act recognizes the rights of local property owners. It does not permit federal acquisition of or management of land. It does not permit public access on private lands. It stipulates final land use regulation may only be enacted by the governing body, which is you. The local zoning rules stay in your hands. And it imposes no financial obligation. It's free. Actually, so that's the good news. So the two creeks that you have, I can list the number of the creeks that we're looking at, but in the interest of time, the
Shackwick, right?
Kingtown has, Kingwood has approved those and along the Copper Creek. And so up and down the river, as I said, there's so many water creeks we're blessed with in the lower Delaware, except when there was a drought, of course, that wasn't so good. But we're trying to get that designation. In 2003, creeks were designated Panacussing, the Tohican, and the Tinicum, all in the Pennsylvania side, but that gives us the reason to go after that. Those creeks have gotten benefits like you of mini grants, and the Panacussings had terrible problems because of Ida being wiped out. The National Park Service came in and looked at it. They found their own internal consultants and their work, and they gave us in Salisbury Township a study which would have cost us $120,000 to run on this creek to tell us what's wrong with it and how to fix it. The bad news is it took 200 years of development to mess that creek up. And it's going to take not hundreds, but quite a long time to fix it. But we've got to start someplace. And that study will allow Salisbury Township to go for other grants. You know, it gives them a bedrock of knowledge that you can apply to. So we're asking you to endorse these two creeks and continue it's not incumbent on, you can still get benefits, you can still apply for grants, whether you do or not. But thank you for your time, and I look forward to your questions.
Well, thank you for your presentation, and I think we have a great deal of interest in doing that. I was just at Kingwood's reorganization before I got here, and I talked to Mayor Riggio over there, and he was very excited about it, and I think we have every intention of probably following suit, and we would certainly consider the resolution at our February meeting. I know a couple of our council members had an interest in it that couldn't be here tonight.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Do you need us to come back or?
Does anyone need any more?
Well, I'll be on Zoom.
Oh, that's right, you can watch us, yeah. And any questions from any of the governing body members?
No.
I think it makes a lot of sense where it's a C1 stream as it is.
Yeah.
So I think it just it's a good next step.
Yep, great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So all you supervisors, council.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any additional public comments? Okay, we do have a second public comment portion if anyone likes, comes to mind later on. We'll move on to approval of our minutes. The first is approval of the regular meeting minutes of December 26, 2024.
I think both the regular and executive session minutes should be tabled because of the ineligibility for those present today.
Okay. Sounds
So
good.
is that a motion or do we can just table, right?
Okay. So let's move on to the approval of the regular meeting minutes of December 31st, 2025.
I'll make a motion to approve those minutes.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you.
And just with one change on the agenda, that's
Sure.
the
25
2024,
or 24, yep.
not 2026.
Sorry, jumping ahead.
All right. Any other questions or comments on those minutes? Not hearing any, roll call, please.
Councilmember Bernhardt,
Yes.
Council President Lee Tag,
Yes.
Councilmember O'Brien,
Yes.
Councilmember Warren.
Yes.
Our next item of business is resolutions. The first resolution before us is resolution 2025-31, supporting amendment of the Fair Share or Fair Housing Act, FHA, as proposed by the New Jersey Institute of Local Government Attorneys. Is there a motion for adoption of that resolution?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments on this? Albert, did you want to say anything about this?
As you know, back in March of last year, the Fair Housing Act was amended. There's substantive amendments that were made. One of them was changing or addressing the methodology for municipalities to calculate their affordable housing obligation. Many municipalities and that are represented by the local government attorneys were felt that the amendments did not accurately reflect the potential or the need for affordable housing in their municipalities. So what this legislation does is instead of it recalculates the way that obligation is arrived at based upon actual construction permits that are issued over a period as opposed to projected certificates of occupancy. So it's a way that many municipalities have felt that they got the short end on the number. It's I think a good thing because it's based more on the construction that has occurred in the last 10 years. It may or may not impact your number, but it's something that it's recommended.
Any questions or comments on that? Not hearing any, roll call, please.
Councilmember Bernhardt,
Yes.
Council President Lee Tag,
Yes.
Councilmember O'Brien,
Yes.
Councilmember Warren.
Yes.
Moving on to new business 2025 committee assignments, it's council liaison. So Samantha had printed out and put in your packet last year's committee assignments. If you want to take a look at those, consider them, and then let me know if you want any changes. And then we could formally adopt a list at the February meeting, if not sooner, because it's we're going to end up needing a special meeting this month to review award of trash and recycling contracts. So we could probably take the matter up then, but please take a look at these. If you want to make any adjustments, just let myself and the council president know. And with that, do you want to talk about the special meeting and when to host that?
We need to, the problem, I guess what we would ideally look at is the third week of January, second week of January. The week of,
So-
as far as Sam,
Time, I would think it's the second week of
the
June.
quickest we can do it.
The
So
planning
it's
board
really
meets on
Samantha.
the 22nd. They reorg at 7:30. So I thought if we could potentially do it on the 22nd earlier, like let's say a 6 o'clock meeting. Or
Is
6:30.
that enough time?
Well, remember, your contract expires on February 12th.
Right,
And if
so we
there-
want to give time to, so we're looking at,
So you need it earlier than? Okay,
if we could do it the week of the 13th. At some point, that would probably be ideal. And is that enough time for you to publish if we? It should, what would be the soonest we could meet after publishing?
48 hours, so
Oh,
you could meet next week, right?
oh,
Yeah, this doesn't have to be published. All you need to
Okay.
do is provide a minimum of 48 hours to the newspapers. It has to be meaningful, a meaningful period for the newspaper to be able to do something, but you don't have to publish. Just have to notify the paper. And in fact, if you want to go back and amend your annual notice that you gave, you can put that date in, and we'll go back, we do the resolution on the annual notice. Put the annual notice, put that new date in that annual notice, and you
So
don't
that
even
it's-
have to give
No,
notice
yeah.
because it's
because
considered
that's being dropped,
no, it's considered a regular meeting.
right?
So
And-
your annual notice is all of your regular meetings, and if you add this as a regular meeting, then you've complied with the notice requirements for that meeting.
And that list of annual meetings though will be published, so it will
Yes,
be
that list
including
will be
that, that's what I
published.
mean,
Yes,
okay,
yes,
okay.
yes.
Is that,
I have a question. Would this be in lieu of the January 29th?
No,
Mhm.
Oh,
We're still gonna need that.
January, yes,
Okay.
yes.
That would be just for affordable, based on the affordable housing
Okay,
stuff that we have to do and meet that deadline.
okay.
that's the only topic that we're discussing at that meeting?
Yeah, it's
correct?
just affordable housing.
So does next week work for folks?
Mhm.
Which day?
Say-
The eighth?
Wednesday, the
I would say
8th.
the eighth if that works for
Eighth.
everyone.
Doesn't work for me, unfortunately.
Okay, what about the,
Does it have to be a Wednesday?
no,
No,
what about the seventh?
I can't do the seventh.
Oh, I understand that, I see.
I could do the ninth.
The ninth early works for me,
I could do the 9th.
like we do it in the morning,
Um,
I cannot do it at night. It doesn't matter, it can be in the morning, right?
Yeah, no, it
Yeah,
can be in the
okay.
morning as long as the time is set and it's.
What
put
time are you
forth in
thinking?
The annual meeting, notice.
8
Eight
o'clock.
AM,
And we need how many, we'll need how many for this one?
Yeah, a quorum,
Quorum, just simple quorum, or do we need
simple,
four?
no,
Okay.
this is
all right.
not, you're not appropriating money. right now,
Okay.
it's a simple
So
quorum.
1-9.
are you okay with that? 8 AM
On the phone or in person?
in person, right?
I should do it in person.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if they'll be here or not. I don't know, John either. I think
How about that Friday?
the 10th,
That doesn't work for me.
No.
either. What about the 13th? Monday, the 13th,
I could do the 13th.
I can.
better,
That would be better for
Okay.
me.
All
Yeah.
right,
In the morning?
in the morning.
8 AM. All right, let's go with 1:13, 8 AM.
Does that work for you?
Yeah, good,
Here.
good. Yeah, here. All right, so with that,
Well, we'll go, you gotta go back.
we gotta go back and amend resolution 2025-02, right?
Yes.
Right, so is there a motion to amend the adopted resolution 2025-02, the official annual meeting schedule to add a meeting for January 13th, 2025, 8 AM here at Borough Hall?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any questions, comments? Roll call on that, please.
Councilmember Bernhardt?
Yes.
Council President Lee Tag?
Yes,
Councilmember O'Brien?
Yes.
Councilmember Warner?
Yes.
Okay,
thank you. It's just important that we give enough notice to where if any changes need to be made to the provider, that time is sufficient, so. Thanks.
with that, we'll start with council comments. Councilwoman Warner? I'm sorry.
Of course. Thank you. That was mid-sentence. I don't have any comments other than, I would just like to thank everyone who supported me for reelection to my council seat. And I look forward to the next 3 years. Thank you.
Excellent, thank you. Council President Lee Tag?
I honestly don't think I have anything more to report.
All right. Councilman O'Brien?
The holiday lights survived another year. We'll have to start planning possibly for next year and see if we take them down. Again, a thanks to Bohan and Eric
Yes.
for the fireworks. And no other comments.
All right, thank you. Councilman Bernhardt?
I was just gonna say that the library floor looks
It
amazing.
certainly does.
So exciting. To think of the library being
Yeah.
open again soon.
Hopefully very soon.
Yeah.
It'll look good. I think, I'm hearing they're supposed to finish painting this week, I heard, so hopefully by Monday, we can reopen to the public. The only thing I just want to add is there is a mayor and one council member, designee meeting the county's hosting on January 25th on Saturday. It's gonna be, an overview of a couple county departments and then to discuss shared services. So can you?
I would like to attend that
Okay,
if possible.
Sure.
I did see that invitation come through. And I am available to do that in the morning.
Appreciate that. With that, is there any correspondence that anyone would like to address? Okay, not hearing any. We have our last public comment portion of our meeting. If anyone wants to address the governing body, just state your name for the record. Okay, not hearing any additional public comments. We do have an executive session this evening that the public will need to be excluded from. But otherwise, thank you all for being here and Happy New Year. We will not be taking any action at the conclusion of the executive session.
Thank you.
Okay.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Thank you all for your support.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Thank you for.
Yes,
Now for something or-
awesome, thank you so much.
I think you're going to be proud.
Awesome.
What's that?
Well, can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
You're still
Yeah, we got it.
broadcasting. You still have a forum, so you can do that resolution on the shared volume is in the draft.
Oh, okay,
Okay, so just move it along and.
okay. I got it.
For the executive.
Whereas Section 8 of the Open Public Meetings Act permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances. And whereas the Borough Council of the opinion that such circumstances exist. Now therefore be resolved by the Borough Council of the Borough of Frenchtown, County, Hunter State, New Jersey as follows. The public shall be excluded from discussion of the hereafter specified subject matters. The general nature of the subject matter to be discussed is as follows: personnel. The Borough Council will not be taking official action on the items discussed in executive session. Upon completion of the executive session, the minutes of the discussion shall be made available to the public as soon as the matters under discussion are no longer of a confidential or sensitive nature. This resolution shall take effect immediately. So with that, is there a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Bernhardt,
Here. Yes.
Yes.
Sorry.
Council President Lee Tag,
Yes.
Councilmember O'Brien,
Yes.
Councilmember Warner.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, now we got to shut all this down. The recorder on? Okay, we're good. All right, we're out of executive session. There's no formal action to take. It's 7:59 PM. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, ayes have it. Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you.
Happy New Year.
God.